Hi, I'm Susan. Today's challenge is Here's Your Crown, Women Supporting Women. We choose someone that has inspired us in our crafting and make something that they made, but maybe make it with our own spin on it. I am honoring Kiki of Kiki DIY'S. Kiki has such a great sense of humor, and she's always been so nice to me. She's encouraged me when I started my channel, and I appreciate her very much. I will list her channel in my description box down below. For my first DIY, I'm going to make this decor box that Kiki made, but I'm going to put a different spin on it. Like Kiki, I'm going to use these tumbling tower blocks I got at Dollar Tree. I'm lining up 10 of them, and I'm going to start hot gluing them together. My square helps me to keep everything as straight as it can be because not all the blocks are exactly the same, but they're close enough to where it works. I will make 4 of this stack of 10. Now that I got my 4 stacks of 10, I'm just going to hot glue them, making a square. Here's where I put my spin on it. Kiki stained her tower blocks, and I decided to paint mine navy after I got them glued together. Once it dried, I took some of this ribbon from Dollar Tree and I just did a simple bow, and I just tied it in the middle with a pipe cleaner and then just fluffed it out, and then took another piece, small piece, to wrap around it for the center. I hot glued it to the top of my box, and then I just added a little flower sticker to the top of the bow. I'm sorry, it's a little out of frame. And then I took one of these command strip hangers and I just hot glued it to the top underneath, and I'll show you what I'll do with that. Now I'm taking a styrofoam ball, it's from a previous project, and I take a loop, so I guess you can figure out what I'm going to do with that hanger. And I hot glue it to the top of the styrofoam ball. And I start to decorate, but realize I don't like that the white styrofoam will be shining through that. So I take some of this Waverly chalk paint and moss, and I just paint over my styrofoam ball. Once my styrofoam ball is dry, I just take some of this boxwood I got from Amazon, and I just hot glue it around the ball, trying to cover up as much of it as I can. Once I finished this, I took some hydrangeas, white hydrangeas I got from Dollar Tree, and I just cut them apart. I wished I had some tiny white roses, but I didn't. So this was the next best thing. And I just clipped the little flowers off, and I just hot glued them all around the boxwood. And now I can hang my little ball on the hanger. And I think it turned out cute. And here's how it turned out. Isn't it pretty? I hope you like it. The Here's Your Crown Women Supporting Women Challenge is hosted by Devin of Freckled Mom and Connie of Connie's Nails and Creations. This month's co-host is Sandy of Sandy Lumbermill DIY. All of these ladies are very talented and very supportive. I will have their channels listed in my description box down below, as well as the playlist. I am so excited to see who everyone has chosen to highlight and to see the DIYs that they will recreate. For my second DIY, I'm going to recreate these beautiful candle holders that Kiki made, but once again adding my own spin to them. Using my square again, I line up 6 of these tumbling tower blocks and hot glue them together. I do this 4 times. Now I'm lining up and hot gluing 4 tumbling tower blocks together. Now my 4 stacks of 6, I will just hot glue them all together, making a square. Now I add my stack of 4 on top and hot glue that down. I will do the same process for the second candle holder, but I'll use a stack of 8 blocks instead of 6. Now I'm going to paint my candle holders in that same navy blue I used in my first project. It is Apple Barrel True Navy, and it is part of the Plaid family of paints, and I am a Plaid ambassador. It gave very good coverage. Now I'm taking these flower stickers. I'm not sure if I got them at Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby, but I just stick them on, and then I have some of this pearl bead, and I just run the bead around in a decorative motion, hot gluing just a small spot of it and attaching it up underneath the other leaf of the flower. And I think that looks so pretty. I do this for both candle holders. Aren't these beautiful? I love them. I think this is one of the most favorite things I've done in a long time. I love that white and navy. For my third DIY, this is something I came up with on my own, although I'm sure it has probably been done before. I'm making coasters with these tumbling tower blocks, and I'm just hot gluing them in a pattern, like 3 standing up and then 3 sideways and then alternating on the next row. And I'm going to do that 4 times so that I'll have 4 coasters. And yes, you've guessed it, I'm using that true navy again to paint my coasters. I just go around the very edge of the bottom because it's going to be covered, but just whatever doesn't show, I wanted it to be painted. And then I'll just take this little stencil that I had. I think I got it at either Dollar General or Dollar Tree, and I just stencil, barely putting enough paint on my brush to get it down, because you don't want it to be too heavy or it will bleed. And I'm using Waverly chalk paint because I thought it would give the best coverage. Once I got my 4 coasters painted, then I'm taking the cork board that you get at Dollar Tree, and I'm just cutting it down. It has an adhesive on the back, but I still put some hot glue down just for that extra hold. And I just hot glue that cork on the bottom so that it won't scratch my furniture. And here's how they turned out. I really love them. I'm really excited about this. I'm loving how these look. For my 4th and final project, I'm once again using these tumbling tower blocks, and I'm going to make a trivet. And I'm just laying them down in the same pattern that I use for the coasters, but just going 3 sections up. And then I just hot glue them together, just like I did before. I added 4 blocks on the bottom just to give it a little bit of extra support in the middle, and I just hot glued them down. And at first I was going to leave it like that, but then I decided to get some wooden beads, and I added the wooden beads to the bottom just to give it a more decorative touch. And out comes the navy paint again, and I gave it a good coat. Using the same stencils that I used for the coasters, I use on this. I couldn't do all 4 corners with the stencils because they were too large, but I used sections of it for the other corners, and you'll see I just used that top section, and because the 2 stencils aren't completely the same, and then I just used that little 3 petal thing, and that's just how it turned out. I love it too. I've really enjoyed these projects, and I'm very thankful for Kiki for inspiring me on these. Please go check out her channel. She has some wonderful, wonderful crafts. And here they all are together. I love the look of this navy and white. I just can't stress that enough. I think they're beautiful. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you hadn't. Ring that bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos. Thank you, ladies, for hosting this challenge. And until next time, bye, y'all.